Elon's $100 million bounty on saving the planet, Samsung's billion-dollar chip factory, and Reddit puts on some muscle. My name is Tommy McCubbin, and this is the Tech Files, giving you all the big stories in tech, plus the IPOs and acquisitions you need to know about. Let's dive in. Details have now been released on Elon Musk's $100 million X Prize, inviting innovators and teams to create and demonstrate solutions that can pull CO2 directly from the atmosphere. The aim is to help remove up to 6 gigatons of CO2 per annum by 2030 and 10 gigatons by 2050, the amount estimated to avoid the worst effects of climate change. Take a look at this graphic from Our World in Data, showing the extraordinary acceleration of CO2 emissions in our lifetime. And just when you thought Tesla couldn't behave less like a traditional car manufacturer, they announced earlier in the week they've taken a $1.5 billion cash position in Bitcoin, triggering a 22% rally in the digital currency. In a filing to the SEC, the company alludes this is just the beginning of such investments, saying it's all in the name of diversifying returns on its massive stockpile of cash, whilst leaving the door open to acquiring and holding more digital assets over the long term. Furthermore, Tesla stated that they expect to begin accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment for our products in the near future. This is another insanely powerful flex for Tesla and Elon, as he continues to use Twitter to roll up his fan base and media alike. Sound familiar? Samsung is deliberating over where they'll set up their next US-based chip plant, estimated to cost around $17 billion. Austin, which has recently lured Oracle and Tesla, is being considered for one of the locations where they are seeking tax breaks of over $805 million over 20 years. Early last year, Taiwan Semi, who control the lion's share of the chip market, said they would build a $12 billion plant in Arizona. This all comes at a time with vast global chip shortages, impacting key manufacturers from General Motors through to Sony's PlayStation. Encouraging to see an industrial future is ahead for the States that's not exclusively making trucks. It's been a bad week for Hyundai, having to furiously backpedal on earlier reports that they and subsidiary Kia are in talks with Apple on the development of an autonomous electric vehicle. In a statement, they said they're receiving cooperation requests from various companies and that they are not having talks with Apple developing autonomous vehicles. As recently as last week, it was reported that a deal was close to being finalised. A bit awkward, really. In other developments, TikTok are following other social media peers in scaling out its e-commerce features and monetising a highly engaged millennial and Gen Z user base. New features will include self-service advertising and direct linking to brands. You can find the Tech Files on TikTok @FutureSandwich. Van Eck has launched an ETF to invest in social media hype stocks. The Social Sentiment ETF will invest in stocks that most people are talking up on social media. Places like Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, and financial platforms like StockTwits, Yahoo Finance, and The Street. The fund pulls data from these and many other sites and uses AI to identify patterns, trends, and changing sentiment. The fund invests in a whopping 75 companies, including Virgin Galactic, Facebook, Moderna, Zoom, and Apple, which would effectively make it a NASDAQ tracker. Doesn't sound like Wall Street bets could hack that at all. Reddit has seen its valuation double to $6 billion after raising over $250 million in a recent funding round. The company, buoyed up by a surge in activity on meme stocks, decided now was the right time to invest in the company, to launch it further in international markets and broaden its video, advertising and consumer products. Reddit has more than 50 million daily active users, with advertising revenue rising 90% in the last quarter. Micro-mobility startup Helbiz is jumping on the ever-growing SPAC bandwagon, merging with Green Vision Acquisition Corp and valuing the company at around $400 million. In the announcement, CEO Salvatore Palella said they will be expanding their products as a last-mile solution, which has 2.7 million users, further announcing plans to establish ghost kitchens in Milan and Washington, D.C. later in the year. DoorDash, which spruiked its focus on emerging tech and automation in its recent IPO, has announced the acquisition of Chowbotics, a meal prep robot vending machine. Chowbotics machines are available across a wide range of industries, including grocery, healthcare, and higher education. And finally, Electronic Arts, or EA, is acquiring mobile game developer Glu Mobile in a deal worth $2.4 billion, roughly 35% higher than the last trading levels. Glu's gaming portfolio includes Kim Kardashian Hollywood, Tap Sports Baseball, and a Taylor Swift social network. And that's a wrap for this week. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a mate, like or subscribe below. And big thanks to Granite Bay Capital for their insights. There's a link below where you can subscribe to these insights directly to your inbox. My name is Tommy McCubbin and you can find me at futuresandwich.com. This has been the Tech Files. We'll see you next week.